Come back now. Racing as the first ever UCI World Tour team from the African continent, Team Dimension Data for Qhubeka continues to make headway in international cycling. Not only are they trailblazers by igniting interest in what's viewed as a European sport in the continent, they ride with a bigger purpose, getting as many kids onto bicycles as possible. Joining me, Sports on Prime, is Douglas Ryder, a friend of the channel. Douglas, welcome to this.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I say friend of the channel. I mean, this chair is reserved for Team Dimension Data for Qhubeka. Thank you very much for joining us. I know it's been a hectic year. It started Tour of Britain, I think, this year, and we're still at it.
No, I mean, we've had an amazing season, although it's been a bit up and down. I mean, could have had better luck. We've had lots of accidents and lots of injuries, but we still won more than 20 races this year, and we had an amazing Tour de France with another stage win, which, you know, of course, after last year we wanted more, but it was it's a big race of the year for us, and South African cycling as well. So, and of course for the Qhubeka charity, you know, in terms of the exposure that we can garner through that event. But it's been an interesting year, and we hope to finish off well. Still, the final Grand Tour of the year, the Vuelta a España, is on at the moment, and then we plan and build for the future with some exciting riders. Yeah,
we're going to get to those riders because just a show, in fact, a couple of hours ago, another rider, I think the third signing for the next season was unveiled. Take us through, I mean, the year so far. I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, throughout, as usual, when it comes to Tour de France, the studio goes crazy because that's the only thing we follow as far as sports is concerned. We've been going through it. That Cavendish accident early on in the tour, one would have thought you'd have thrown your hands up, but the team came back full force. Guys came out, Edvald Boasson-Hagen, everyone, the team behind each other, and they made the most of it.
No, I mean, if you look at our team, you know, we prepare so well for a race like the Tour de France. I mean, of course, Cavendish was our A game and the guy that we focused on, and we wanted him to go beyond potentially 35 wins in the Tour de France. You know, he won 4 stages last year to try and break and beat Eddie Merckx's record, the all-time legend of cycling. And after crashing on stage 4, it literally took us, 48 hours, and we were second by 3 thousandths of a second with Edvald Boasson-Hagen, and Reinhard Janse van Rensburg became known as the best lead-out man in the world, our good old South African champion. So, you know, it just shows that our team does get up, and you know, when it prepares that well, our B plan and our B strategy is still incredibly successful. We were 6 times on the podium in this year's Tour de France with 1 victory. Last year we were 7 times on the podium with 5 victories. So, you know, we were right up there, you know, even without our star rider potentially in the races and the stages that we focused on. So Steve Cummings came bitterly close to winning a stage 2 and a stage that we'd planned for him. So I mean, it just shows that our team was really on strategy and incredibly fit and strong. So amazing to see what we've done. I mean, 7 stage wins in the Tour de France in 3 years. Some teams wish they get a stage win in 3 years, and we've had 7. So we've punched way above our weight.
I mean, you know, we sit sometimes, especially when you look at pictures. I mean, when we follow the guys, the effort and the interest garnered on the continent by this team has been amazing. Just mentioning that you're coming in studio today, I think half the continent are asking, when can we see it? How can we view it? And we promise at least we'll be able to stream it. That's what it's about at the end of the day, bringing cycling as you've wanted to do all along to the continent.
I mean, we have an incredible culture in our team, and it is about developing and nurturing and you know, promoting and focusing on the African riders and giving them the opportunity to rise above and to showcase themselves and their talent, you know, in world cycling, which African cycling has never really been a part of in the last decade. So we've done a huge amount with our team, and I think what it really underpins our strategy and our success, and something that really unites us and pulls us together, is the charity, because it isn't about racing for our own wins and looking cool in Lycra. You know, this is about doing more, and you know, our partners, Dimension Data, Deloitte, you know, they've made a big investment in this team, and they are amazing organizations that have bought into the whole strategy and the whole purpose behind this team, and I think that's what unites us and what makes us, you know, really unique and special.
When you started this initiative, getting kids on bicycles, you wanted 5,000 at first. I think you, above and beyond that, you're looking for 100,000, I think now.
No, I mean, we've done so many in the last 10 years, and it just keeps growing each year on year, as our team continues to support and focus and be loyal and consistent to what we started out to be. And I think that's also fairly unique in sports teams. Some changed strategy and you know, during their tenure, I guess, and we are on brand, and we love what we do, and I think that's exactly and critically important. And I think in the next 3 years, part of our 2020 strategy is to potentially win the Tour de France with a South African rider like a Louis Meintjes. I mean, why not? And and then to go beyond 100,000 bicycles distributed in communities around South Africa, and I think that would make, you know, an incredible. Those are 2 major milestones, and I think that's the next step.
Louis Meintjes, you touched on him. We know a couple of days ago you announced as a new signing. Always good having a South African, especially who's GC's top 8 in the past at least tours, so fighting chance at least.
No, I mean, we had the opportunity to bring in an international rider as a GC contender, but that wouldn't be on kind of the strategy that we wanted to develop and how we wanted to transform cycling. The Grand Tours are the biggest pinnacle of the sport, and the Tour de France being the number one of those. And so we wanted a South African or an African rider to stand up and be that person that gets counted, that can be that aspiration and that icon of the African continent, to make the bicycle cool across the continent and just be that aspiration. And Louis is the guy that has stood up consecutively now. We knew he had the potential when he was with us 2 years ago, and it's fantastic to be able to
Especially a homecoming. I mean, he hasn't gone too far. A lot of people were also asking, since we've got Louis back, can we maybe get Daryl as well?
So, Daryl is such an amazing bike rider and an incredible human being and friend of our team, but he is incredibly happy at Orica Greenedge and Orica Scott now, and so he signed a 3-year contract last year, so I think he potentially might end his career there, and he's incredibly happy. He's one of their top 5 riders. So, we are, of course, very happy for him, and it would be lovely to have him back, but, he's...
Okay, we've touched on Louis, Julian Vermont, as well as Tom Gelter-Stacher, is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So we've got 2 very strong riders. Julian Vermont rode for, Etex Quick Step now, and he spent the first 7 days of the Tour de France riding every day on the front for Marcel Kittel. Super strong guy. He would be a guy that would protect Louis in the crosswinds and to help him not lose time in the intermediate stages in a Grand Tour. So that would be the I guess his purpose, and also to help Cavendish. He's a very good strong guy that can bring breakaways back for the sprints. And then Tom Jelter-Slachter is a Dutch rider that is very strong in the Ardennes Classics. He's won the Tour Down Under before. He's been very strong in Liège, Bastogne-Liège, Amstel Gold, so those mountainous, hard one-day races where we've lacked potential at the moment. So they're very complementary in building us a well-rounded team to focus on the next 3 years.
3 more races for you. We'll keep an eye on you, Doug. Definitely wishing you and Team Dimension Data for Qhubeka the best of luck.
Thanks.
And obviously enjoy having you here in studio.
Thanks.